Hello, everyone, and welcome back. It seems that fate has brought us together over one of the most tumultuous events in the world of cinema. The premiere of Disney's new Snow White remake, which has already become a true blockbuster topic. How long must we wait for something on the big screen that can spark such heated debates and ignite full-blown cultural wars? And now, as if by fate, not only the creators, but also the stars, the press, and the viewers, even Disney itself, have found themselves caught up in this unbelievable story. Today, we're going to talk about how one of Disney's flagship new projects has turned into a battleground where not only cinematic decisions clash, but personal opinions, political stances, and the fate of the company are also at stake. After all, it's been a long time since a film managed to stir up such a storm of public reaction that even a global giant like Disney was forced to radically reconsider its strategy. Imagine all the major premieres, the long-awaited new releases, and even the beloved star Rachel Zegler have now been put at risk of being completely sidelined. It seems that within the company, everyone already understands and is trying to foresee the damage, planning ahead on how to minimize it. But what's really happening? Let's figure it out together. The initial troubles and attempts to turn the situation around. According to several sources, Disney decided to cancel all the official celebratory events related to the premiere of Snow White. And if you look at the reaction of the viewers, it's clear they are seriously determined to boycott the film. The reasons aren't solely the creative missteps, but also the public behavior of some of the stars, particularly Rachel Zegler. As reported by various American publications, the focus has shifted not so much to the film's issues as to the political statements made by the stars and their inappropriate interference with Disney's marketing strategy. Some outlets have even tried to shift the blame for the film's failure onto another celebrity, Gal Gadot. Yes, you read that correctly. Imagine that because of one speech at a summit where Gadot expressed her views in defense of her beliefs, some have begun holding her responsible for the entire failure of Snow White. Journalists claim that this attempt to divert attention from Disney and Rachel Zegler's mistakes has resonated with a certain segment of the audience. And here begins a real kaleidoscope of events where every party is trying to steer the conversation in its own direction. Internal disagreements and on-screen turbulence. Indeed, if you look at the current situation, it all boils down to Disney being caught between a rock and a hard place. On one hand, the company must heed the demands of its audience. People around the world, including in the USA, cannot remain indifferent to how their beloved characters and actors influence modern culture. On the other hand, the creative decisions made during the film's production and the inappropriate behavior of some of the stars only worsen the situation. It's as if a full-blown cultural war was on the horizon. Against this backdrop, many questions arise. Why precisely now has this film become the subject of such intense discussion? It's not only that its premiere coincided with several political events, but also that the stars themselves have become active participants in public discourse. For instance, Rachel Zegler used a promotional post for the Snow White trailer to express her political stance, and as a result attracted a lot of criticism. On social media, countless comments have emerged where people not only voice their displeasure, but also joke about changing the classic fairy tales plot so that the evil queen wins, while the dashing prince seems to have lost all appeal. And what about the fact that many critics are already predicting a complete failure of the project because of these conflicts? Some even claim that in the end, instead of focusing on improving the marketing or creative direction, Disney has attempted to shift the blame for the failure onto external factors, such as the political views of its stars. numerous journalists are openly criticizing both the company and individual actors, turning this story into a showcase for discussing contemporary culture and politics. Politics, personal positions, and cultural wars. It is worth noting that the situation surrounding Snow White has transcended being just another film. In the American press, there has been an active discussion about how the personal political views of actors influence audience perception. For example, Rachel Zegler has repeatedly used her platform to promote ideas related to supporting certain political movements. This, in turn, has sparked an outpouring of criticism and negative comments, especially on social media. Many Americans, accustomed to their favorite stars remaining neutral on political issues, expressed discontent with such statements. Gal Gadot, on the other hand, is known for her bold positions in defense of Israel, which also created quite a stir. In one interview, she spoke about her Jewish heritage and the importance of traditions, which ignited fervent discussions among both fans and critics. Meanwhile, some have tried to pin the blame for Snow White's failure solely on her, claiming that her public behavior played a role in the film's loss of audience interest. However, upon closer inspection, it becomes clear that the issue is much more complex. Disney's marketing strategy, creative missteps, and even the personal ambitions of the actors have all intertwined, resulting in a veritable catastrophe that both journalists and the public are now trying to unravel. The role of the internet and social media in shaping perception. One key element that cannot be overlooked in this story is the role of social media. Today, almost every internet user can voice their opinion, and these voices quickly spread, shaping public perception. Under the trailers and posts about Snow White, one can see both heated debates and humorous memes, with viewers joking that the evil queen, as portrayed by Gal Gadot, has unexpectedly become the star, while the dashing prince is relegated to a secondary role. American media actively uses online platforms to disseminate news, with many outlets even organizing polls to gauge public opinion on the situation. Additional information from the internet. Exploring the latest news and opinions, it is evident that many American critics are going crazy over what's happening. According to one of the leading American news portals, most reviews of Snow White center on Disney's failure to meet public expectations. One expert noted that instead of focusing on the quality of the film, the company tried to balance creativity with political correctness, which ultimately disappointed the audience. Another source argues that such failures are not unprecedented. The problem is systemic, as today's audiences expect major studios to deliver not only a quality product, but also to handle politically sensitive issues with care. It is important to mention that similar incidents have been raised in American media before. And a few years ago, a comparable scandal erupted around another major project when stars who actively expressed their political views faced widespread criticism from viewers. And as is often the case, the problems only worsened when the media began using these incidents to create hype. Moreover, now that social media and the internet allow any piece of information to spread instantly, even the slightest misstep can escalate into a global scandal. In this current case, despite Disney's attempt to steer the conversation toward external issues, as if to soften the blame for its creative miscalculations, many analysts are convinced that the matter is not solely about the personal positions of the stars, but also about the ineffective management of the film's marketing strategy. The key problem was that Disney failed to foresee how the audience would react to the unexpected statements made by Rachel Zegler. Today, American viewers are highly sensitive to the idea that their beloved projects should not be turned into battlegrounds for political debates. Analyzing the situation, How did it come to this? When you look at the whole picture, it becomes clear that Snow White has accumulated a multitude of problems, all intricately connected. First, Disney's flawed creative decisions led to the film being rejected by audiences from day one. Second, the behavior and statements of Rachel Zegler acted as a catalyst that triggered a massive online reaction. Third, the media's attempts to shift the blame onto Gal Gadot only worsened the situation, creating the illusion that the issue is not about a poorly received film, but about a global political struggle. Many analysts note that this strategy, diverting attention from the real problems of the project, is a classic tactic used to deflect responsibility. Instead of criticizing the mismanagement and marketing errors, some media outlets try to link the failure of Snow White to external factors, such as the political views of individual actors. However, a closer look reveals that the primary fault lies with Disney's inability to effectively organize the film's launch and to anticipate how the strong personal positions of some stars could negatively affect the project's overall image. A look from within. The studio's reaction and future prospects. It is interesting to note that even within the studio, the situation has not gone unnoticed. Insider sources have revealed that Disney's management has already discussed how to minimize the damage from the current predicament on at least 10 occasions, and, according to rumors, measures are already being taken to adjust the marketing strategy. Some company employees are convinced that if the right steps are taken, the negative impact can be reduced to a minimum. However, time is of the essence, and viewers and critics alike are not willing to let go of the mistakes made. Particular attention is being paid to the future fate of Snow White. Many experts predict that if the current trend continues, the film could become one of the most notorious failures in Disney history. But as the saying goes, every failure is a lesson, and perhaps the company will gain valuable experience from this situation that will help avoid similar errors in the future. In the meantime, while the debates continue, we encourage you to stay tuned for updates. The situation is dynamic, and every new day brings fresh news. How is this being perceived by the American audience? Friends, we live in an era when cinema is not merely a form of entertainment, but a true arena for discussing social and political issues. That's why an event like the premiere of Snow White resonates so deeply with residents of the USA. Americans have long been accustomed to their favorite studios and stars expressing their opinions. But when it comes to blending politics with art, sharp debates emerge. Many viewers express their dissatisfaction, arguing that actors' personal views should not interfere with a film's promotion, especially when it comes to such a classic tale as Snow White. The internet and social media have become a true battleground where everyone has the opportunity to voice their opinions. Here you can find both sarcastic comments and sincere calls for improvement. Many Americans insist that celebrities remain neutral, avoiding attempts to sway public opinion and turning a cinematic project into a political stage. If you share these views, please leave your thoughts in the comments, subscribe to our channel, and hit the like button. Your voice can truly make a difference in this debate. Additional details and historical context. Looking back a little, one can recall that similar situations have repeatedly arisen in the history of American cinema. A few years ago, a similar scandal erupted around another major project when stars who actively expressed their political views faced mass criticism from the audience, and as is often the case, the problems only escalated when the media began to use these incidents to generate buzz. Furthermore, now that social networks and the internet allow information to spread instantly, even the smallest mistake can evolve into a global scandal. In the current case, although Disney tried to shift the conversation toward external issues, as if to deflect blame from its own creative miscalculations, many analysts are convinced that the problem is not only about the personal positions of the stars, but also about the ineffective management of the film's marketing strategy. The key issue was that Disney failed to predict how the audience would react to the unexpected statements from Rachel Zegler. In today's world, American viewers are extremely sensitive to the idea that their favorite projects should not be turned into arenas for political battles. Modern trends in cinema and their impact on the entertainment industry. It is impossible not to note that such situations are becoming a part of modern cinematic reality. In an age where every major event is instantly discussed on social media, cinema becomes not only an art form but also a political tool. Many experts state that for the American audience, it is crucial to see a balance between creative vision and responsibility toward viewers. And when celebrities use their popularity to push personal views, it is perceived as an intrusion into the personal space of fans. That's why major studios are forced to craft their communication strategies in a way that avoids such conflicts. Some experts observe that there is already a trend towards celebrities speaking out less frequently on political issues, understanding that their words can significantly influence public perception and even the commercial success of a film. Of course, this does not mean that actors should abandon their beliefs, but it is important to remember that a public platform requires a certain level of responsibility. The influence of international standards and the view from the global press. It is also important to note that the situation surrounding Snow White is being actively discussed, not only in American media, but also in international press. Many foreign publications point out that the conflict between the personal stances of celebrities and Disney's corporate policies is not an isolated case, but reflects a global trend in the entertainment industry. In an interview with an international portal, experts discussed how modern viewers, especially in the USA, are increasingly attentive to these aspects and demand that studios provide not only a quality product, but also demonstrate ethical and political responsibility. In light of these events, many experts warn that if studios do not learn to manage their image effectively and find a balance between creativity and public expectations, we are likely to witness new crises in the industry. When cinema becomes an arena for political battles, audience interest can significantly wane. And if you've been keeping up with the trends, you've probably noticed that many major projects are facing similar problems. And this phenomenon is becoming increasingly global in scope. Conclusion: what's next? In conclusion, it is clear that Disney's Snow White has become not just another film, but a true testing ground for experiments, discussions, and controversies. The cancellation of grand premieres, the viewers' boycott, politically charged statements from the actors, and the media's attempts to shift the blame for the project's failure all weave together into a complex mosaic where it is hard to pinpoint a single issue. After all, this is a story where creative miscalculations and global political processes intersect, ultimately affecting the public's perception of the film. For those interested not only in cinema, but also in modern societal trends, this story is a perfect example of how art can find itself at the crossroads of vastly different worlds. And for those who love debates and in-depth analysis, it's an opportunity to see just how important it is for studios and stars alike to be responsible for the impact their personal views have on the public consciousness. Friends, if topics like this interest you, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell, and of course give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Your participation helps us create quality content that is always relevant and engaging. We strive not only to share news, but also to build a space for lively discussion and exchange of ideas. Your comment, your like, and your subscription are not just numbers, they are a sign that you're with us, that you care about the future of cinema and culture as a whole. Additional recommendations and interesting facts. For those who want to learn more about the current situation, we recommend checking out the latest publications from major American outlets, where experts analyze not only the issues surrounding Snow White, but also broader trends in the film industry. Among the most discussed topics are the impact of social media on marketing, the role of celebrities in shaping public opinion, and, of course, politics as an integral part of modern culture. Numerous interviews, analytical articles, and even podcasts are dedicated to this subject. And if you haven't had a chance to explore them yet, now is the perfect time. For example, in one recent interview, a leading film critic noted that the current situation with Snow White might serve as a starting point for new rules regarding the interaction between celebrities and brands. He emphasized that stars with vast audiences must understand the responsibility that comes with their words, as their opinions can even alter the course of commercial projects. Such observations resonate with many Americans who do not want their favorite films to turn into political battlegrounds. It is also worth noting that international film festivals and award shows have already begun discussing how to adjust film evaluation criteria in an era when politics and art are inseparably intertwined. Whereas in the past, the key criteria were the screenplay, the actors' performances, and the direction. Today, attention is also paid to how a film reflects modern realities, and whether it can serve as a platform for public discussion. Perhaps this experience will help set new standards in the film industry, making future films more universal and capable of uniting people rather than dividing them. Encouragement and call to action. As always, we encourage you, dear friends, to be active participants in this discussion. We value your opinion. What do you think about the Snow White situation? Do you agree that celebrities' personal views should remain separate from a film's promotion? Or do you believe that stars have the right to express their beliefs, even if it might negatively affect the commercial success of the project? Share your thoughts. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so, because we have plenty of exciting reviews, analytical pieces, and exclusive interviews with industry professionals ahead. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any news, because every event is an opportunity to learn something new and get inspired for future projects. And if you like the way we present information, give us a thumbs up, share this material with your friends, and stay with us. Final thoughts. No matter how you look at it, the current situation with Snow White is not just another cinema scandal. It is a reflection of deep processes occurring in the world of entertainment, where every detail matters. We live in an era when the boundaries between art and politics are blurred, and every star becomes not just a performer, but a bearer of the ideals and viewpoints of an entire generation. And if you, like us, believe that cinema should be both entertaining and inspiring, then together we can create a space where both creative ideas and respect for diverse opinions are valued. In summary, Disney finds itself in a difficult situation where every mistake and every word is subject to intense scrutiny. However, despite all the challenges, we are confident that valuable lessons can be learned from this story, which will help make the entertainment industry even better and more audience-oriented. And remember, each one of you who actively participates in the discussions and shares your opinions helps shape the future of cinema. Dear friends, thank you for sticking with us through this long but extremely important analysis. Don't forget to leave your comments, subscribe to our channel, and of course hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. We appreciate each and every one of you, and we're convinced that together we can overcome any obstacles, remaining one united, friendly family of true cinema and culture enthusiasts. Until next time, stay with us, and may every day be filled with vibrant colors, interesting stories, and, of course, great moods. Goodbye, and see you soon in our next reviews, where we will continue to discuss the most pressing topics in the world of cinema and show business.